I've always been a performer. So like when I was younger, I've been performing in shows, in theatre. I've done a lot of Amdram stuff ever since I was a kid. Done a lot of music stuff as well. In Harlow, where I grew up, there was a lot of like arts-funded music things when I was around like 16. So I grew up playing the drums. Then ended up going to raves when I was 20. Then I just got hooked from raves, and I saw the DJs like spinning these tunes and making these tunes. I was like, how do they do it?
All right, so welcome back to a Ravers Guide podcast, where we give you all the insider out of the dance music scene. So Gino, how you doing today? You all right?
Yes, bro. Good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm good. So I just want to start off, like, where did it all start, like getting into this type of scene?
For me, it's always been about performance. I've always been a performer. So like when I was younger, I've been performing in shows, in theatre. I've done a lot of Amdram stuff ever since I was a kid. Done a lot of music stuff as well. In Harlow, where I grew up, there was a lot of like arts-funded music things when I was around like 16. So I grew up playing the drums. Then ended up going to raves when I was 20.
Was you a solo raver, or was you like
No, we had a group. Yeah, we had a group. And then I just got hooked from raves, and I saw the DJs like spinning these tunes and making these tunes. I was like, how do they do it? And I was hooked from then. Like I had to figure out how are they making these tunes. And I would ask around. There weren't many YouTube tutorials, so I would ask around, and they were like, yo, you need to get your tune mastered. There's a thing called a mix down, and there's a thing, so it was always about a performance element for me. I always wanted to perform on the stage for me, to be honest. And I just loved raves, so I just sort of merged them two together.
Yeah, I think everyone started off just as raving.
Yeah.
And they're like, I want to learn to do it, and then they just smashed it from there on out, I think. But
That's it.
But so who were like your inspirations, like when you first started? Like, who was the artist, like, per se, you saw him, you was like, I want to be like him one day?
I saw Chase and Status numerous times in like my early 20s. I would say Chase and Status, Pendulum, I saw those live. And they also had like, I would watch their DJ sets, but they also had a live show as well. So I've got to say Chase and Status first and foremost. But when I was raving, I distinctly remember going to, at the time when I started raving, dubstep was quite big in the UK. And it was like a Circus Records night at O2 Academy Brixton.
Ooh.
And I remember seeing them, and I was like, O2 Academy Brixton is like one of my favorite venues. So to be there and hear like crazy, like robotic kind of sounds in that environment, I was like, I want to do what I would like to do what they're doing.
Yeah, that must have been very cool.
Yeah.
It live, and it is a good venue as well.
Yeah, and it was it's a long journey, but I would say definitely, the Circus Records camp. So like Funkcase, Dr. P, Flux Pavilion, and then for drum and bass, it was more like Chaser Status, Pendulum, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So you learned your craft and like had your music played by bigger artists. So how did you start getting your opportunities to start playing at events? Like, what was your first event? Do you remember your first one?
I do.
Like, how did you get into it? Like,
I've had 3 aliases. I won't like it's just I won't bore you with too much of the details, but my first alias was called Rushmore. I applied to a lot of like mixed competitions. I'd done mixed competition after mixed competition, didn't really get chosen. And then this one promoter called Alan, they're no longer doing nights anymore. I played at their night, played like a mixture of dubstep and drum and bass, and then from then they wanted me at their parties. They'd done them like every quarter. And then I jumped on the squat rave scene because there was a promoter there that runs squat rave events. And I was on the squat scene doing the raves, and that was a real good. So for me, it was Alan at Brixton Jam in like I don't even know what year it was, but it was around 11 or 12 years ago. And then the squat rave scene.
Yeah,
those were the beginning shows.
So when you first started off as a raver, was you always going to squats, or was it like just the big events?
No, good question. The first squat I went to was to play. I never been to a squat rave.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
So, and I didn't actually, shamefully, I didn't actually know what jump up was. I would have like when I was walking like to the, to the spot, everyone like following the party line or whatever. People be like, "Oh, you play jump up?" I'm like, "What? Like drum and bass?" They're like, "Yeah, but jump up." I'm like, "Yeah, I play drum and bass. Yeah, I play jump up. Sure, I play jump up." And it was only like more and more, like after set after set, I would realize like, oh, this tune that I play here is jump up. Like I wouldn't know that that's what they call it. You know what I mean? So yeah, the first first squat I went to was to play. I haven't been to one in God knows how many years, but I was rinsing them, as a DJ.
Yeah, no, I've never been to squat before either.
No,
I do want to go, but like I've seen some of these squats getting like shut down like really bad of all the police and stuff.
Yeah,
some can go quite south, but I do definitely want to give it a go one
Sometimes
day.
you just think it's not worth it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Go to a rave that you know won't get locked off.
Yeah, exactly that. So what would you say would be the moment where you just realised you could just do this as a career, really? Like, was it just like during a set? You were like, wow, like
I don't think that moment has ever even come. Like I don't have another job, but it was last April that I decided to take it full time, and it just coincided with that my contract was up for the work that I had, and they didn't want me back. It was saying it wasn't music related. It was just some some job, and I just thought, I'll give it a go. And I just, you kind of had to double down on it. You got your skills, you got your tools, and then you just try and double down and graft, just work. But that was, it was like last April, not the April gone, just the one before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, got any tunes coming out which you've produced?
Yes. Yeah, I've been producing for 11 years. 10, 11 years or something. Yeah.
Just a little time then.
Yeah. I've been writing. That's what I spend most of my days doing. I'll be writing tunes, writing music. I have, I normally release, to be honest, 10 to 12 times a year, varying types of releases. Release with P Money. I've collabed with Turno. I just done a remix for AMC. Working with more vocalists, working with CruCast now on lots more stuff. Going to writing camps.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's and I like working with different people, but also I like working alone. I think it's important.
Yeah, I think you can learn new stuff when you're working with new people as well, which is quite cool. And being able to work with P Money and Turno, and AMC as well, especially what AMC is doing at the moment. That was quite a cool moment for you.
Yes, we've remixed each other's tunes 4 times. I only met him for the first time the other day, but we spoke on the phone loads of times. But it's been. But he's great. He's really helped me, actually. To be honest, he's really helped me. With my profile, giving me shout outs numerous times and just getting a bit more awareness, because it's getting harder and harder to even get your name out. So every bit of help, you need a bit of help from other peers, and I try to help people that are more new than me. It's just starting out. I like to try and shout them out when I can as well, because I appreciate that it's helpful.
No, it's good. Just showing love back.
Trying to.
Yeah, I mean, with social media, you've got to be very consistent as well. Which I feel like you are doing. So fair play to you.
Oh, trying to, mate. Trying to. Yeah.
What's one produced tune you're going to play which you know is just going to go off in the crowd?
That's a tough question, because there's a lot. But recently, I would say it's my first Raw remix. It's by Profile, Master Error, and Amplify, but I've remixed it. For some reason, it just seems to work. If you're talking like hard hitting, jump up type energy, it's that one probably. I would say that first Raw remix. That's a hard one to choose though, because there's a lot. There is a lot. Gotta Be Dark that me and Profile recently wrote. That's also one. Yeah, but I'd say first full remix.
Yeah, I mean,
Safe.
that is a fat change, to be honest. So I don't blame you picking that one.
Thanks.
So what would you say? What's next for Gino? Like, have you got anything upcoming? Any music? Any events which you're excited for?
Yeah, lots upcoming. I'm always thinking. Always thinking ahead. Always making new tunes. I got the Swing and Dip tune with Spider coming August.
Oh, I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah. There's a little dance move to that. We've done a little music video. That was really fun. After that, in September, I got a 2-track coming on CruCast. One of them featuring Local. That was really cool to work with him, and we're just promoting that at the moment. I got Australia. Yeah, I have an Australia tour coming up September with Amplify as well.
That's quite
we're
cool.
on the same tour with CruCast. And what's October saying? Yeah, just I'm always writing and I'm always like planning. I've also got my own label, Clam Records, and I like to put the odd tune out on there. Like whenever I've got like a little gap in my schedule, I'll put like a 2-track on my label.
When did you start doing your own records?
That was 2021, I believe.
Okay,
2021.
that's quite cool.
Yeah. I just woke up one day. I was just like, oh, I want to do a label, and I just started it.
Oh, I love that. Very, just jumped straight onto it on instinct. No, I love that. That's cool. So looking back, is there anything like you change like on your come up to where you are now, or like a bit of advice you'd give like to yourself when you was starting up?
I think, although it's cliche to say, like if I didn't change, if I changed something, I wouldn't be like who I am today. I guess. So like any hardships that I may have accidentally put myself through or something ended up being character building or you know, but advice that I would give myself probably, don't like just keep your blinkers on sometimes. They put the blinkers on the horses when they're racing, you know. Just get your head down.
Just don't get distracted, basically.
Yeah, because the product needs to be good. As you know, if you're confident in the work ethic, just focus on the product, which is the tunes, and just get the tunes, get them sounding nice, and just work. You can't go wrong if you just go to work, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you're focused all the time, you can do anything.
Yeah,
It's a bit of working as well.
That's it.
It's so weird. What would be a tip you'd give to like an upcoming like producer / DJ?
It's hard because there are so many elements in being an artist now. Obviously, your product's got to be good. You got to be critical, but not too critical.
Yeah, I think that's a major one for most people.
It's you know, if you're too hard on yourself, maybe cut yourself some slack. But it's also really important to be a bit hard on yourself. Sometimes it's knowing where the line is and which battles to choose with yourself.
Yeah.
But if I to advise anyone, I would say what's really important is getting out there, actually showing your face and just being a nice person, just getting out there.
Yeah.
Going to the raves, enjoying the scene. Figure out if you proper enjoy it. You probably do. If you're going to raves, you enjoy it. So, you know, then try and look at these other the other artists that are full-time and see if they're enjoying it, or what do they do, or how do they treat it. But yeah, just get out there, meet people. I know it's hard to get backstage, but if you start meeting people or DM someone a tune that they like, networking is really important. So
massively.
And with Instagram now, you can DM us, or you can DM your favorite artist. I can DM artists bigger than me as well. And sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. But I get sent a lot of tunes on Instagram. I try and go through them as much as possible. But that's a really good way of cutting through, even though it's hard. But just a polite message on Instagram can go a long way. If it's just a Dropbox link, or worse, a WeTransfer link. Dropbox is optimal, but
Dropbox.
If it's just a WeTransfer link with a new dub inside, and I don't even know who it is, the chances are that WeTransfer link is going to expire, and I won't listen to the tune anyway. But if it's an introductory message with a link, chances are higher that I'll download it, listen to it, and maybe play it if it's if I like it. You know.
Well, there you go, people. If you got any tunes and that you want to send to Gino,
Yeah, just
slide in the DMs.
Instagram
you know what I mean?
inbox, man. Yeah. I think we're all similar like that. I think anyway. But, yeah.
No, that's fair. So what has been like your favourite place to play so far? Or you can name a few?
I'd say Perth in Australia. I went over there and I was just surprised by like how much like intricate details they knew about, like, or got excited about the stuff that had happened in my career, or the tunes that they were looking forward to drop in. And it's just so far away from where we are. So when I went there on a solo tour last year, I was kind of overwhelmed by the like response of how many people sort of knew who I was and were willing to pay to come see me play.
Yeah, I mean, that must be cool, kinds of different country, and then just being like,
yeah,
wow, people know me.
Yeah, I think it's just something about the distance of it as well. Like it's funny because when you get to Australia or New Zealand, I was lucky enough to go to both last year. You know, I went through Asia, you know, and everything changes. You know, you get to Asia, like, wow, you know, this is so different to England. Then you go all the way to the other side of the world, which is the you know, New Zealand, Australia, and then it's like, you know, it's really far distance-wise.
Yeah, very far.
So like
whole other side of the world.
Yeah, so it's it's touching, but I guess that's what the internet is capable of. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it can do anything nowadays. You know what I mean? If you're doing the right stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when you said you started off, you first played at Scrot Rave. So like around that time, what was the first decks which you had, which you were at home learning on?
The decks I had, they were called Citronic MPX10.
Oh, okay.
They were about £280 because I remember I bought the beats, the Dr. Dre big beats when they first come out. You know, that style, and one of the sides were faulty. Like it was faulty. So I emailed them and said, "Oh, like have a refund, blah blah." And I remember, and I was looking at decks at the time, and I remember these decks were the exact same price as the Beats headphones, and I was like, "Oh, I might as well just get a set of decks instead." And the thing that was important to me was you could just plug a USB in and play. It wasn't, you didn't connect a laptop to it, or though you could, but it had the functionality of plugging the USB in and having the two decks either side. And it didn't tell you the BPMs. It didn't show you the waveforms. It's like a calculator, you know.
A calculator,
yeah. You know those Casio calculator screens. And I learned on that. I just learned on that. Those were the first. Citronic MPX10. I don't know if you could buy it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's quite a cool story, to be fair.
Yeah.
Compared to everyone else we've had. Yeah.
Couldn't afford Pioneer, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean that is quite spendy, but like, I do get what you mean about just like plugging in USB and it's so much more easier. I mean, I have the laptop set up and it's so long.
Okay.
To load everything up.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just easy if you just back it in straight away. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah. So you've done a few back to backs. Who's been one of your favourites so far to do?
I have done a few back to backs. I would say Amplify and Latte. Got a shout out Profile as well. We've done quite a few back to backs.
You and Profile together just worked so well.
Yeah. Also, I know I'm naming a few here, but me, Master Error, and Premium done a back to back in Birmingham a few weeks, or no, in like May. That really went off, and the response was really good, and people seemed really excited for it, and yeah, the response was really good, and I really enjoyed myself. And Lab 11 always goes off with Jump Up, so I'd say that was good as well.
You know, we had Amplified down the last week, said about Lab 11. I've never been. Is it really? I've never been. Like,
yeah,
I've been
there, man.
Been Forum in Birmingham.
Is it?
Yeah, I haven't been Lab 11. I think that's definitely on my bucket list next.
If you're into Jump Up, like go there for a Jump Up night. It's good.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. Just like mental. But have you played in Forum? Have you played in Forum?
Never played in Forum, but I got one coming up there.
Oh, really?
I think it's announced.
Oh,
yeah, it's announced.
It is.
Yeah.
Is it the Halloween?
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to that one, so I'll see you there.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
Okay,
yeah.
sick.
That Forum's a sick venue. I do really like it there.
Yeah,
it's massive in there.
Is it?
Like,
yeah. Oh, okay.
I didn't know how big it was until I got there.
Okay.
But no, that should be a pretty good event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah.
So what has been one of your own like favorite releases? Like, what's one tune where you was just like, oh, I can't wait to show everyone this. Like, you're really proud of it and everything.
Releasing music is a funny one because you're excited because you've worked so hard in the studio, but there's also been a lot of doubt on the way as well. And so, and then there's a lot of pressure from labels now. Sometimes you never quite feel like you're doing enough or everything when it comes to the marketing side of it. And the labels will, you know, they're very good at reminding you, or even having a plan, or even having content for you, and they'll help you like promote it. So like sometimes I can be excited for the release, but it also comes with sometimes a bit of doubt. Like
I feel like if you get trapped in your head too much, it can be very dangerous. But
so when the tune comes out and you see, you know, if you're lucky enough to see like a good Spotify response or a good chart response, to me it just means that hopefully people like it. Like, because I don't put things out that I don't like, so I'm confident that I like it, and I done it. I made the tune for the artistic reasons that I was feeling on the day that I made it, and you just got to hope that it translates. But I would say one tune that I was really excited about, like prior to it getting dropped. See, with big excitement also comes big doubt, but like in the end, Villains with P Money, because when we're doing the music video and the, you know, P Money's got such a huge back catalogue of like these 30 tunes, and here's me with my drum and bass tune that he's emceeing on, and I'm like, oh, what if it doesn't land? Like, the label gets it, I get it, but like, what if it doesn't land? But I think it did land, and done well on, you know, that done well, but it's only like afterwards I can like appreciate it, you know. So I'd say Villains was good.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point, to be fair. You never know if it's going to do good until it's fully out. You know what I mean?
And it shouldn't, I must say that it shouldn't matter like what, there's a part of me which is like, oh, it shouldn't matter what others think. This is your story, your journey, and your art.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But at the end of the day, from a performance element, when I'm up there performing, it's like you won't have much crowd if they don't enjoy your music. So it's got to be
it's a 50-50 thing end of the day. Yeah,
it's hard to juggle, but
very hard to juggle. But so what would be one thing you love about the raves which you perform at? Like, would it just be the playing? Would it be like going down, meeting everyone backstage, like meeting up with everyone before, or like the afters per se?
I love performing, and I love meeting the ravers. I love meeting people. I love meeting people that want to have photos. I love people that want to tell me a little story about the first time they see me or something. I like hearing. I like feeling the reception, and I like performing. I remember there was, you know, for most of my career, no one's ever wanted photos with me, you know, like we're just starting out, you know, for years and years, and all of a sudden, after some of the work was starting to hit, people wanted pictures with me. I couldn't tell you the exact moment it happened, but and that just shows that, you know, people know who I am, and they want to create a memory, and they want a picture.
It's like a little pat on the back, to be honest, isn't it?
A pat on the back, right? Yes, right. And I just remember, I remember all the times when no one had a clue who I was. So I really appreciate those moments when people want to give me a spud or a high five and a picture. Yeah, I love those.
Or like the little comment just saying the set was good, just stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that was really great as well. But as far as afters go, I just drive home.
You're like me. I do this. I don't go afters. I really can't be bothered for it, to be honest.
I like partying, but but I don't drink, and I like to drive. I just drive back.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do the pre's on the decks with everyone.
Okay,
and then go do it a bit after. Nah,
it's time for bed.
I'm the same in that way. But so, who'd you say is smashing it like the most in the scene right now, and why? or like an upcomer you personally know you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I think I got to say, JB is killing it with
Oh,
that
yes.
Brum to Ibiza tune. I didn't play it in the mix. Yeah, sometimes when you do a half-hour mix,
Yeah.
it's tunes you miss. But yeah, JB.
Yeah, that tune is mental.
Mm,
Every rave I go to at the minute, I'm hearing it, and like at
Yeah.
least once in every set. I'm not complaining,
yeah,
but
it's great.
it is good.
A guy called ES
Mm.
sent me some tunes. The bougie bass TV guys.
Okay.
Yeah, T-Lex as well. She's killing it. Yeah, tunes wise, yeah, I'd say those. I didn't really have a list like ready, but definitely those.
Yeah. You know. I mean, I haven't got to see JB live yet. Hopefully
I mean,
soon.
no, I haven't either actually. I met him. He was in Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where was that?
Lab 11, I think.
Oh, there was shock.
yeah.
Oh, that's good. So did you ever like any other music genres, or was it just? I know you mentioned dubstep. Was it just dubstep and drum and bass? Was it, or?
Yeah, I love lots of music genres.
Mm.
I spend most of my time listening to lots of different music genres. Techno, lots of rock as well. Like Nirvana, Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters.
Good choices, yeah.
Also, like some metal as well, like Lamb of God. Yeah, I like to listen to lots of different, and there's lots of like, I like to listen to different mixes as well. Yeah, I love it all. Anything that like that resonates with me, I just rinse it. I love Radiohead as well, man. I really love Radiohead. I've never seen him, but
oh, have you not? Do you plan to?
I would love to. If I can find a show that they're playing, I would love to see Radiohead. Yeah, I love that stuff.
But with the raves, obviously when you started going, was it always just drum and bass raves, or was it techno raves as well?
It started out, there was loads of dubstep raves when I started raving. So it was Circus Records, or it was sometimes like Scream and Benga or Rusco. And then we went to the odd like drum and bass nights. So it would be like I was playing at squat raves, or sometimes we went to hospitality. But it was only when I went to Fabric for players at Fabric. That's when there was like a lot of jump up, and I was like, oh, this is jump up, you know.
This is what it is, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I remember like there'd be like Sub-Zero and Taxman, Original Sin,
big names, yeah.
Yeah, and Hype and Hazard, and it would be like that pretty much whenever they were there. Yeah. There would always be like those players, artists on rotation. Sometimes there'd be like Bass Brothers. I used to like them as well. Okay. Yeah, so it was whatever was going. We would just search it out and it was dubstep or drum and bass normally.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I wasn't really going to techno raves then, no.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to a techno rave. I think it's a bit too heavy, but I can't knock it till I try it.
No, it's great, man. Yeah. No, I love going techno raves as well. Yeah,
I want to go to a Teletech one soon. That'd be quite good.
Oh, what's that? I don't know.
I think is that a
brand?
I think it's a brand. So I don't know too much on techno, but it was Teletech in London. I think it was the Archive. I think it was, but I couldn't go sadly. But I do plan to go in the future.
Yeah, go down see what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I love trying new things. Do you know what I mean? So that's quite a major part of myself.
That's good.
So I think that's always pretty good. So, so what is like your normal routine on a day which you're performing? Like from the time which you wake up, what are you doing from then onwards?
When I wake up, have a breakfast, have a coffee.
What are you having for breakfast?
Oh man, I'm so glad you asked.
Here we go.
I have this like overnight buckwheat at the moment. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a spoonful of buckwheat, spoonful of like desiccated coconut, some cashews, flaked almonds, ground almonds, sunflower seeds, chopped dates, two spoonfuls of chia seeds, like 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I put some like skyr yogurt in it, frozen blueberries,
Oh wow.
frozen raspberries, frozen mango, and then some milk. Mix it together, leave it in the fridge, and then in the morning I put a spoonful of peanut butter on it. That's my breakfast, man. Like,
that is a lot.
And when I go touring, I miss it. I can't find anywhere that does it. So yeah, I'm a man of routine. So
yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, there's a lot into that, but I bet it tastes good. Like
it's good, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, but it tastes good. I had one this morning, and so that's what I have for breakfast. And then I'll generally have like 1 or 2 coffees. I love coffee. I'll go gym or swimming. Prepare tunes. If I got to catch a flight, catch the flight.
Yeah.
And get to the. I like to get to the location. Like if it's like a 4-hour drive, or if it's a flight, like I like to get there slightly earlier and hang about rather.
Yeah.
Because these roads, they'll just shut.
So unpredictable. Yeah. And I bet it's nice for that to just get there and just explore a bit as well.
Sometimes, yes, yeah, or scope out like some food. You get some food.
Yeah, gotta love the food.
Yeah. But if it's a foreign place, then yeah, definitely go for a little wander. If it's like Belgium or something.
Yeah, 100%. Like if you're going there, I'd have a little wander and that. But
yeah.
I feel like every rave I go to, I always get like at least like an hour or 2 early, just have a little scope out. Yeah. That's what I did for Birmingham. That was quite cool, just walking around. Like it's not quite Australia where you've been, but
no, but
you know, it's a new place. Do you know what I mean? But so we're coming to the end of the podcast. Just want to do the one last question. What's your opinion on like the studio? Obviously, if you've just done the set and everything, we've just done the podcast. What do you think of the setup we've got here and everything?
Yes, it's wicked, man. I love it in here. It's very aesthetic. I love it. It's and it's very, very, very pro setup. Yeah. The DJ setup as well. But yeah, I'm very impressed by this. I like it. It's very
no, it's quite cool. It's nice. Very vibrant.
Yeah, chairs are lovely, man.
Yeah,
as well. They're like, I don't know, yeah, I would like some of these, I think.
We'll have to set you up with one after. But yeah, well, thank you for coming down. We really appreciate it. And yeah, keep smashing it.
Oh, thank you. No, thanks for having me.
That's all good.